What's the motherfucking deal? Welcome, mi amigos, to the den. I apologize. I think I forgot to change some stuff, but we'll get it all figured out. I hope you guys are having an evening. You know, so far, I still got the old shit on there. I gotta fix that. We are not talking about online dating tonight, and I did not change it. That's what happens when I do shit too early. I forget to go and change it because I like made all the shit out basically for like the next couple of weeks, all the fucking Den episodes. Because the other night I just kind of stayed up and I basically came up with like a month worth of Den episodes, and then you know, I kind of just went ahead and started doing the things ahead of time, so you know I wouldn't have those situations where I forget what the fuck I'm supposed to be talking about, or not forget what I'm supposed to be talking about, but you know, just always have something to discuss. And getting too far ahead of myself, I forgot to switch everything up. So anyway, you know, the Den is a place where, well, it used to be a place till the Google moderator team came along. It used to be a place where we could speak our minds, say whatever it is that we wanted to say. You know, we'll figure that all out. But it still is. It just might get edited, unfortunately, or it might get modded out, unfortunately, because you know we're all non-playable characters in the game of life, just trying to figure it all out. So again, like I said, I hope you guys are having a terrific Thursday. You know, as far as much as it can be. And if you don't know, we're talking about the difference in discipline this evening, and I'm tightening some things up while we discuss it. But we're going to be talking about the difference in discipline this evening, and basically, you know, how things have changed, maybe from, you know, my age group that I don't know, because technically I'm a millennial, and that's a horrible term, but then I'm also kind of in that borderline group right there before or right after what do they call it, millennials or something. They you know, this it kind of crosses over. You know, generations, they don't really have a specific, you know, determination. It's just kind of when a group of people did similar things. But we're going to talk about disciplining children. We're going to talk about how, you know, discipline has changed over the years and how people have a different expectation of what disciplining is. And we're going to talk about whether or not if it's effective or if it's harmful, or, you know, again, there's multiple layers to it in which we can discuss. But before we get into that, we're going to see who we have joining us this evening. Let me make sure we get the right chat on before it's all doing all that. Dominic's band? Okay, I'll look at that. Dr. Rabbit, I'm surprised Janie's got a gun, didn't get banned. Joshua, what's the motherfucking deal? 335 HCX Savage. Yo, boy. Heidi. I got you. I'll take care of you, Dominic. Just don't be weird. Let's see. Did I get Dr. Rabbit? DeMarcus, what's the motherfucking deal? So, my thing is this. You know, I'm still kind of upset about the whole Google moderator team thing. They're trying to discipline us. They're trying to punish us, and it's not working. But we're going to speak on, you know, how things have changed maybe from my generation, the generations prior to, and to what we have now. And I think that personally, I vacillate a little bit back and forth. You know, I've heard the studies, and I've not heard, but I've read some studies and some things, you know, about how physical discipline, spanking, can alter the relationship between a parent and child. It can cause them to be more fearful. It can cause them to be less likely to want to go out on a limb and do certain things. But at the same time, options. We're already live. But at the same time, I think that sometimes there should be a boundary set, because some of these children nowadays, I think they have to. Some of these might need to be spanked. Maybe the fact that they've been allowed to have so much leeway or never been properly disciplined because parents don't know what to do. I think you got to bring them back to reality. A slap back to reality, not a snap back. And so my thoughts on this, again, like I say, they go kind of back and forth. And because again, I know how I was raised. I definitely got spankings, primarily at a younger age. As you get a little bit older, I think there's not much room for that. And yeah, there we go. I misspelled that. And so I think you just kind of have to. You got to kind of find a borderline. And we kind of talked about it the other day. And what happens, I think, is that people when you're talking about physical discipline, people will take out their physical frustrations. They'll take out their frustrations physically on the child. And so I think, that's kind of where it gets a little sketchy. Now, timeout and, taking away things, these are options that people talk about, but, I question the efficacy of these methods. And so why I'm saying that is because depending on the child, you can put a kid in timeout and they're just going to sit there and just make up stuff in their mind until it's over with. Kids who get put in timeout really don't. I don't really ever see that being effective. Because again, they're just going to go off in their own imagination until the time is over with, and then, when they're done, and they are no longer concerned about it. And so that's why I think sometimes, physical discipline connects to that memory a little bit, if you will. But then again, there's a thin line between discipline and abuse. But before you just jump into disciplining a child, I think that there should be some levels to it. I think that, the first time that they engage in some type of activity that is negative, then you have to explain. You use your voice. You talk to the children. But then, if that doesn't work, I think you kind of ramp it up. You try taking things away. You try, removing things that they enjoy, or activities they may enjoy. I know you can try grounding and things of that nature, but I think eventually it gets to a point where if none of those things are working, then you gotta take it to that level. I think you have to engage in some more physical reprimanding of the child, And pardon me, because I have been a little bit off here the whole time I've been talking. I've been trying to go back and fix all the things that I did not do prior to the stream, but everything should be back in order. So hopefully that'll work. If not, no big deal. We'll figure it all out. Okay, yeah, that should be good. So here's the deal. Let me make sure let me see who's all in. Yeah, we have a bunch of y'all in timeout, huh? Because a lot of y'all are asking to return. I think Jay Bird and Dominic. Here's the deal. I'll make a deal with y'all on this, removing you guys from timeout accounts, whatever. If the whole whatchamacallit thing happens, than the thing that I don't care for. Because like I say, I don't mind trolling if it's funny, if it's meaningful. But when it's just spam, that's when I become annoyed. And if that whole spam situation comes back with that particular verbiage that you guys choose to use, the accounts will be blocked and there will be no releasing them from YouTube jail or whatever you want to call it. Let me see. So let's make this happen, and then we'll take a look at the rest of it. Ah, yes, it's quite a bit of you. That's funny, y'all. It's y'all got to make bail. It's a bunch of y'all in here, huh? So while I take a look at this, I will beat the kids' ass, bust their ass. We'll masturbate out away from keyboard. So let's see. There's a bunch of accounts in here that want to be released. Now, Jaybird has like 2 or 3 fucking Jaybird accounts, so I don't know which one should be released. And you only get one. And then I guess I'll be kind and let Dominic out. But again, if we go down that road, you know what'll happen. See, I wish that there was a method. I'm looking in here to see if there's a way to keep the shit from banning all the words, and it won't. And that sucks. So we'll figure it all out. But all right, let's get this party started. Let's get back on track, and we'll figure out which Jaybird. I don't know, is it Jaybird the GOAT Watson or Jaybird the GOAT Flacco? He probably has like one for every starting quarterback in the NFL. But so yeah, spamming is quite lame. If you just be funny. But spamming is pointless and it's rather annoying. So here's the deal. So again, talking about discipline, and let's get back to it. And I can actually focus and pay attention to what I'm actually saying, because I was kind of out of there for a second. But my beliefs are this, man, that there are, I feel like, reasons to discipline your child when they are on the brink of just doing too much, when words aren't helping. You kind of get put in a situation, because there's an age where children start to rebel. They start to figure things out, and especially in those teenage years. And I think at that point, you can't really whoop them. And if you kick them out, then they'll try to say that you're a bad parent. Nowadays, they'll sue you and all that other stupid shit. But I think you never had those problems when you were just whooping a kid's ass. You instilled the fear of God, spare the rod, spoil the child, that whole thing. And, when you did that. But again, now, because everybody's so soft and so sensitive, this country's getting softer and softer, you can't do anything. You can't do anything. Again, like, I'm not saying go out and slang and throw the kids up against a wall and, hit them with a fucking tiger uppercut, and fucking rock bottom the motherfuckers or nothing like that. But I think a proper explained discipline, with a little bit of physical repercussion is there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you have to understand that certain things that you do will put you in a bad position. I think that it's better to be spanking your child than to allow the government hired goons to enforce their forms of discipline on them, because that's the funny thing, in my opinion, is that you can't spank your child these days, but law enforcement can beat the brakes off your kids if they want to. They can shoot them down if they fucking want to, and it's not a big deal. But no, you can't. You can't discipline the child that you have. But you better clothe them, you better feed them, you better do all the other things, which you should do if you brought them into this world. So I don't have no problem with that. But the fact that you're not allowed to discipline them, I think, is a problem. I mean, it used to be a thing back in the day where it was considered okay in society for a man to slap his old lady in public. Nobody would look twice. Oh, that bitch was out of line. That must have been a shitty sandwich. But, society progresses, it changes. And I'm not saying that that's cool, but I'm just saying, at one point it was. At one point it was okay to discipline a child. Now you see the less and less discipline you see implemented, the more and more you see these temper tantrums, the more and more you see these kids doing the most outrageous things. I think about the The little motherfucker who, and he's not little anymore, and he's actually in jail now because I'm sure he never got punished for any of the shit because the motherfucker probably thought the shit was cute or whatever the fuck it was. I want to do hood rat stuff with my friends, you know. People are all happy because I think when he graduated or did some shit and he continued to be that kid. Like, as he grew up, he continued to do that shit. He's in jail now for stealing a car. I think they jacked a Uber driver, him and a group of friends. And so, again, if you don't start young, those certain behaviors get deeply ingrained in them. And they go in the wrong directions. And so, again, at that age, a conversation telling him, "Oh, you shouldn't do that again. That's not right. You know, that's a bad thing." He's already too far gone. He's already had the neural connections in his mind are deeply ingrained. They're strong. And a small, simple, one-time conversation is not going to prevent that from happening. You have to make a lasting impact on that ass. So, you know, I think he was mainly with his grandmother most of the time and stuff like that. So, you know, especially the older they get, the less they want to hurt the children. You know, it's always a funny thing about that generation. Like, your grandparents will talk about how much they whooped your parents' ass. But when your parents have you, the grandparents are like out of it. They don't want to. That generation, don't you whoop that child, baby. That baby ain't do nothing. Your grandparents will spoil you. Shit, not my grandma. Not my grandma on the my dad's side. I think my grandma on my mom's side whooped me once. I was wilding out though. But you know, it's funny how once you skip that generation, it's none of that. I think about one of my aunts, and you know, when her kids had children, she completely changed the game up. Look, now when I was a kid, you talk, get your ass out here, boy. Grown folks talking. Kids don't need to be in the mix of grown folks and all that other stuff. It was always, you know, relegating me to the room or wherever else, you know. And I ain't really buy it because it was always something to do, some type of shit to get into. But then once her children had kids, it was a completely different behavior. Them motherfuckers got spoiled and they was all in the mix. Then they got to the point where they was talking about, "Oh, don't do that, child." Like that little motherfuckers was smart assed and smart mouthed and all that other shit. So I mean, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So oh, YouTube jail. YouTube jail is just when you get put in when you get hidden on the channel. So that's YouTube jail. Oh, Zaxby's is here. Let me get some of the message y'all said, because as I say, I was reading earlier. I wasn't really looking at the chat. I was trying to fix some things. So Google moderators are good for nothing. My phone is in the fetal okay. I don't even know what that means either. Generation Z. Okay, you're gonna be the first ones to turn into zombies. What do you see as your profile picture? I don't even know what that is. You're banned for calling someone gay. Well, it's probably repeated gay callings. What? DeMarcus, he survived? That's crazy. This is awesome. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Okay, that's cool. The words are back. We gotta do a check. What if there's like a limit? What if there's like a limit on the words you're allowed to use? All right, this fucking live stream over here is just getting too much. They've gone past the offensive limit, because you know lines are always getting. Because it was funny. I seen something from Dave Chappelle today, and he was just talking about, you know, that comedy. Because he got some blowback because of what he said about, and I didn't even think about this, but you know, motherfuckers get offended by everything, because he said the chick who said that Louis C.K. ruined her comedy career because of that experience. He's like, well, you know, that's a brittle spirit. So people were mad. He called a woman brittle and you know all this. It's like, man, fuck that shit. Like shit that I can't understand. People taking offense, and here's where the den becomes a den. Because now I'm going off track. It has nothing to do with spanking, but you know. But he was talking about lines being pushed. He's like, you know, you have certain people, the Me Too movement and all these guys, they're pushing the line this way. And then you have another group who's pushing the line in resistance, you know, and then there's another one just pushing up. So he's like, who knows where the line is to cross it? Because it moves, you know, almost every day. So I think that that's kind of funny. What is discipline now in 2018? 2018 discipline is basically talking to your kids, taking away their phone, cutting off the Wi-Fi, something like that. Tell them to go outside and play. That's discipline. In 2018, telling your child to go outside and play is discipline. They don't understand. They don't know how it works. They don't understand how to operate and how to figure those things out. They lose their minds. And that's what Heidi said. But that's fucking funny. I didn't even see that as I'm reading down. Back when I was a little turd, my mom beat me with a flip flop, the chancla. You got attacked by a chancla. Baker man, what's the motherfucking deal? Yeah, I mean, there's next year. At least, hey, you went to the next round of the off plays. Can the Texans do it? Nada. Can the Rockets? Rockets probably make the playoffs. They didn't look good last night, but it is what it is. Texans ain't gonna do nothing. I mean, here's the thing though. That's what it is. Like the Texans take all the winning juice out the city because it takes so much for them to struggle to get a win. They suck up all the winning air for anybody to see. Like if the Texans would have played on the road instead of in Houston last game, and wouldn't have sucked up all the good winning air, the Astros would have been solid. But they took all that work just to fucking beat the fucking Bills. So they used all the Houston prayers from the sports gods on the J. Joe and Kareem Jackson interceptions. You know, so that's sad. Say timeout for us was on our knees on uncooked rice with our nose in the corner. Damn, that's a hell of a timeout. Say how about smashing electronics? That's better than ass whooping or worse. That's worse because you spent money on electronics. The kids didn't buy the fucking electronics, you did, and so now you're just wasting your fucking money. One time I was so bad my mom threatened to stop. Both are bad. Watch your phone get smashed as you physically harm, discipline action. Let's see. Say fuck all that leaving boys unstuck. The teacher came and went. Let's see what I did there. Oh yeah, trying to find out the band words. That shit was funny as hell. You see, don't let Jay Bird scare. Yeah, Jay Bird's still all locked up. So, but he got like another 172 accounts that he can use. So, soon to be Texas Pappy. They say they not even got him on trading play. They say that's just a rumor. Spam. I'd rather eat the canned food spam than watch people spam the fucking shit. Says sometimes a certain amount of fear is necessary. I agree. I think there is a certain level of fear that must be established because nowadays, again, especially with these liberal minds of just letting motherfuckers do they don't even know what they are fucking sexually or as a human being. I'm a non-binary alien zombie-zer, and you will address me as such. And like, motherfucker, I'm your mom. Zers have no moms. And, you know, how do you discipline that? You don't even know what it is that you're disciplining. You can't stop that. Broncos beating a team that's down on your rookie hunter press. Yeah, they fucking got like 2 picks off him, huh? As I go, let me see. Let me see where I'm at. I didn't miss this. Let's see. Make sure I'm catching up. Jay Bird bailed me out of jail, but at the same time. Let's see, certain amount of fear is necessary. Yeah, let me see. Where are we at? I'll beat my kid, but can't tell anybody. Yeah, you had to go to a viewing. That's unfortunate, man. Yeah, if you're too mean, they will definitely reveal. And that's why women couldn't have a man in their homes in order to receive him. Yeah, that's the crazy stuff about it. And when we're gonna talk about that probably in one of the upcoming weeks because I was looking at a little statistic on how the numbers of that rose, how the numbers of single mothers just blew up. What was that, 64 that they pushed that? And I mean, just blew the fuck up, man. It was crazy. He actually got a degree while he was online. They still do that because I know motherfuckers saying they would stop trying to let niggas get degrees while they was in profile. I'm not a profile, in locked up. She could have written 10 jokes about Louis C.K. Jackson. Absolutely, man. Is calling someone a slave racist? I guess it depends on the context, you know, what it is. Let's see, because I think the school doesn't matter all that much, well, let him be a loser. I identify as a man, so don't call me ma'am. I'm a non-binary cisgendered male that dresses in full drag. What if you're, see, this is what's going to happen. Like, so what if you're a gay or non-binary woman that does dress as a a drag queen, not like a drag king, because that would be you dressing as a dude. Like, what if you're all on this stuff? Like, what if you're originally a woman, but then you'd go through all these words and terms and all this shit only to dress like a woman? Like, how does that stuff work? How does that happen? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm curious. So I think that's very interesting. Girls never get disciplined at a young age to get spoiled. That's why they always fight in school against other girls. Let's see. My dad said his punishment was to put bottle caps on his knees and sit in the corner. He got scars covered. Dude, that's awful. That is awful, awful, awful stuff. But here's the deal. Okay, I think we covered everything. I think we got everything caught up. So, yeah, like what if you're a tomboy that fucking identifies as non-binary, uses the men's restroom, dresses in drag, performs Aretha Franklin songs, and does all that other weird shit? So, you know, whatever. That's what I say. That shit is confusing, and no normal person is trying to understand all that shit, because no normal person has time to decipher the fucking codes. You'll find the Enigma codes before you figure that fucking shit out. So my deal is this, though. Discipline. And I think there has to be certain levels of discipline. Like, I agree with people, you know, saying, hey, I want to let my kids figure things out and discover the world for themselves. Yeah, that's good. But I think also you have to be realistic in certain aspects of it, because the world, which is something I say often, does not give a shit about your children. The world don't give a shit about you. But, you know, you make it what it is. When you have experience, fucking eyes all dirty or something. You have experience in life, you know, you have a better understanding of certain things. Your kids, you know, you have one or two ways of letting them have these experiences, especially depending on, you know, where you are. You can let them run the risk of getting into a situation that could be permanent, or you can whoop that ass. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, you fucking say smoking a fag, the NPCs will come get you. And it's over with for you, buddy. You know what I mean? I've just learned what NPCs are, and that's pretty cool. I think that's fucking hilarious. And the fact that it's really, really fucking funny. But I think it almost works both ways. But it's just funnier because one side pointed it out about the other first, and the one side is actually offended by it, and the other side just kind of laughs at it. So I think it's super funny. But I'm just sitting here watching the whole show. I ain't got no dog in the fight, but my dog did run over to that yard. Anyway, yeah, because I'm leaning and I'm rocking. So, the Chinese whispers effect as well. What the fuck is the Chinese whispers? Now, somebody got to figure out that. What is the Chinese whispers? But so my deal is this, man. My deal is this, though, about whooping the kids, about beating the children. Well, not beating the children. I'm not about beating the children. Well, you do need to have an abuse kid. And that's what happened. See, the Astros got too happy this year. They let the abuse kid make it. You know, they were living a little bit off of the juice they had from last year. But they didn't give him a fresh ass whooping. And so, you know, y'all actually know who the abuse kid is. And I'm going to tell you guys may not know this. When old buddy from Boston hit that home run, the kid who caught the home run, who didn't throw it back into the crowd, he was looking all scared. The reason why he was looking all panicked is because he's the abuse kid, and so he was sure that he was going to get beaten, but he didn't realize that they don't beat the abused children in public. So he was a little shook, so he wasn't ready. But my thing is this, man. You Dr. Rabb, you got to stop accusing people of the drug usage. We're still trying to figure out how you do a blunt. You know, you're gonna go tell them and say, hey, man, somebody in that bathroom was in there doing blunts, man. But again, like I said, you know, I think the ultimate punish for children nowadays, depending on the age, like if you have teenage children, like a parent should fucking hack their whatever social media, like take their phone, access it, and just like post a bunch of parenty stuff on their social medias for like a week. Ban them from their phones. Just do the most embarrassing shit. Like get on that motherfucker and tell them that tell them that they're grounded and this is part of their punishment. Let them get made fun of at school for a while. But this generation, you probably couldn't do that because somebody would cry abuse and then they'd probably come get you. CPS would come, well, you're phone shaming your child. And, like, this world is so fucking soft. Like, it's crazy. But speaking of kids and discipline, abuse, and all kind of other wild shit, the little kid who that white lady corner store Carolyn tried to accuse of grabbing her ass, he said he doesn't forgive her. And I was like, that's cool. See, look, Dominic, you say that's how they're all created. That's a nothing. If your child is so fragile that you post little pictures of it, you embarrass them on their social media because they're lame probably anyway, and that's what makes them want to go and violate other people's lives, then they weren't meant for this world very long anyway. So phone shaming is the same as slut shaming. I'm learning some English language. But you know what? Honestly, though, we're going to talk about shaming. I think I got that on next week's schedule. We're going to talk about shaming, all the different types of shamings. And is shaming a shame? We don't know. But my thing is this. Man, but here's my thing though. That one earlier that who was it? Oh, buddy got the home run like right after that pitch, but then fucking Price throws the exact same pitch and it was a strike. It was really, really crazy. Really, really crazy. Like I say, there was definitely. I'm not gonna say I'm just a casual observer, but I did notice some interesting indiscrepancies in some of the things that were happening. But he said there ain't no pros. You ask for news and they're going to send emojis over their titties. Yeah, that's the world we get in now. But then you could just say, well, I guess you put the emojis on it because you got ugly titties. And there you go. And go to class or roast them in front of their friends. But here's the deal. Like, and I don't know if that works because let's talk about some interesting forms of discipline. Let's talk about some of the more intriguing forms of discipline that I've seen, because it doesn't always have to be spanking and beating. Those are easy things. I've seen children who are kids, even teenagers who got caught stealing, parents making them hold signs in front of, busy intersections. I saw one, and she was trash though, because she must not have had nobody DM in her inbox. She just must have wanted somebody to see her fresh, ugly ass fucking weave. This bitch fucking went and fucking, I guess, to her daughter's school. Her daughter wasn't paying attention in class, was goofing off or something. So she basically went to class with the little kid and sat next to her in all her fucking classes. And this bitch was trash. Now, I'll tell y'all, I've spoken about my interest and preference. I speak about them quite often. I like darker women. Yellow bones are overrated. Don't give a fuck what nobody says. But I hate weave wearing women. You know what I mean? I'm not big on I don't believe in the weave. And my thing is, this bitch was dark. I can't really remember the face on that, but I don't think she was just ugly. But what made her ugly is, and it's a thing with dark women. We're going to talk about that one day too, because I've talked about the mental issues and psychology behind that and why I think it is. But she had this fucking platinum blonde ass fucking weave in her shit. Like, this ain't you, bitch. You like, almost like the bitch was a fucking albino or some shit, like the albino hairs. Platinum blonde ass weave, some fucking ghetto ass nails, like nails that you can't achieve basic life duties with. Like, there's no way you wiping your ass with those nails because the paper is ripping. You know what I mean? You're looking like Edward Scissorhands and shit. Like, I don't trust bitches with long ass nails. Like, I automatically believe that their ass stinks. I mean, straight up, like, I believe their ass fucking stinks, because how can you do daily functions with nails like that? Um, yeah, and that's what it was. Her face was pierced up. The fucking tongue was pierced up. Now, I'd have been embarrassed as fuck. My mom even looked like that to drop me off at school. But much less to just go sit at school all day. And is it an embarrassing thing? Yeah, absolutely. Did her daughter learn a lesson? I don't fucking know. She probably learned that her mom was fucking ratchet. If she didn't know already, because some people don't know they got ratchet parents. Some people just ratchet, they can't tell. But I don't feel like she did it for the benefit of her daughter, because honestly, why do you film and tape all that shit? Like, if it's for the benefit of your daughter, well, you're already at the school, the kids around her will see, they will know. It should be contained in that little region. But the fact that you all on the phone doing this and that and putting it on Facebook and doing those things, to me, that is not about discipline. That's just about you trying to go viral on some dumb shit. And I think that has more of a scarring effect than a beneficial effect. There was some I saw, and there was one I saw. It was a stepmom cutting the son's hair, and I honestly don't think that it was out of genuine caring, because just the way she talked, the way she did certain shit, like you could tell she don't like that little boy, because when she sees that little boy, she thinks about the original mom, and fucking probably treats him in a particular kind of way because of that, and that's a thing that happens with step parents, especially with split families and things like that. I mean, this happens more frequently than you would believe. But she fucked this little nigga haircut up, telling me, oh, you was smoking weed or you was doing this, and just fucked this dude hair up, dog. Just fucked his little edge up off. And because the thing was, she was just waiting, hoping, and wanting to have the opportunity to do something to this kid. And you could tell that she wanted to. Like, just tell that she had been waiting for an opportunity to embarrass him in the worst way. And the reason why I felt like she filmed that was probably to show his mama. And, his pussy ass daddy probably approved of that shit. Like, I don't know about that one. That one was kind of questionable. Looking like Wesley L2 Wafu. Hell yeah. Say don't trust any girl with a tongue piercing. Hey, look, Jack, you can trust him with certain things. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I could deal with tongue piercing, but what the fuck was fake? Face piercing is weird. The fake dimples, like that shit is lame as shit. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about titty piercing? I mean, is piercing? Piercings might be a topic. Let me go ahead and put this on the list. We're gonna have to put piercings on the future topic list, because I see that this is a conversation. This ain't even the right notebook. No, it's the notebook. It's the topic notebook. I'll put that down. We're going to talk about that. Talk about people with piercings. And I come with these little weird names, like for everything. Matter of fact, I haven't bought fucking earrings in a long. I need to get some earrings. I don't even know if it's been a long time. It's probably been some years since I've worn earrings, but I'll go long spells without wearing them. But the holes usually open back up, so I don't think that's big of a problem. And so. But let's see, titty piercings though. I don't think I have a problem with them. I don't know. It just depends. You got to be more concerned about the titty than the titty piercing. And that's just kind of that. Let's see. It's pretty cool if you want to feel like you got a mouthful of pennies. How about the OG one where their dad shoots his daughter's laptop with a Desert Eagle? I've never seen that one. What was she doing there, posting some trash ass shit? I seen one where a motherfucker was trying to get away with twerking or something on the fucking shit, and that motherfucking mama caught her ass, no, daddy caught her ass and beat her motherfucking ass. But I think the laws ended up coming and getting him, or something like that. He beat her ass on that same camera while she was live trying to twerk or do whatever the fuck she was doing, and she deserved that shit. BBL surgery. What is BBL? I don't even know what that is. Never trust a murdering thief with a tongue piercing. I don't know. It might be somewhere in the bottom of the top 25. I had to do to let a chick change, but you got to be who you're gonna be. Because if that's the case, you'll let society change and switch you up at any time. Say tongue ring don't make the head game better. I know what you're saying. Better on the mouth with her. Belly piercing is very freaky. Belly piercings are weird. You want to be a big bitch with a fucking belly piercing, and you can't even tell the motherfucker got the bitch pierced. Yeah, I got my stomach pierced, bitch. Which one? You know, shit. What's going down? But here's the deal, like, they just won the World Series, so it's not like it's a trash team. It's unfortunate, like, yeah, you want to repeat, but, like, they just won it within, like, I think if your team has won something significant within, I'd say the last 4 to 5 years, it's still relatively pretty significant. You know, I mean, within the last half a decade, it's like no problem. Like, you can't be upset. We won it last year, but we didn't win it. It's like, you can't even be mad about that. Like, especially like, what if you fuck around and come back and win it next year? So it's like, I mean, it's not even a thing. But people, man, because people want something bandwagon that they can jump on, dog. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, fuck all the dumb shit, dog. Like, I don't have time for negativity in my life. Like, I used all my negativity points up, like, in the first fucking 26 years of my life. You know what I mean? And every now and then I'll fall into it, but then I got to snap out of it. It's just like, I can't even trip like on that shit, man. Like, you know, again, like I said, I don't know. They just won one. It's all Gucci. You know, the world don't fucking want the Astros to go back to back. That's not money for the MLB. Think about it. Yankees, Red Sox, big money. Team like the Red Sox, you got bandwagon fans all over the place. Houston, you got fans all over Houston, and half the Houston fans probably Rangers fans, just like you got fucking Cowboys fans and shit. You know what I mean? So it's not even a big deal. So it's not even a big deal. Let's see. Let's say no head game better, belly piercing frequent. Say long tongue does. The tongue ring only makes the dome better if she knows some tricks. Yeah. You know, tell her cool that mother, you know, get it cold before you use it. How the hell we got the fucking tongue? We're talking about piercings and shit, and we're supposed to be talking about disciplining children. This is the Den, and this is how we do it. We do this every night at 10 o'clock. If you're just now tuning in, make sure you follow at Den Show Live on Twitter and Instagram. Tell your friends about the Den. Make sure you check the description below also, and join the Den group on Facebook, because we get the conversation started a little bit early. And again, we have some good points and good valid comments on the topics. I'm going to start sharing them in the live streams. Also, you know, I'm going to be taking the calls and posting some of the calls, the more interesting calls, on the Instagram, and I do share them in the Facebook also. Let me see. It's like not necessarily she could be licking cat. I saw another girl rip out a girl's piercing 2 years ago at school, I think. Let's see. Tongue piercing mean they sucking D or eating pussy. They sucking something. They putting their mouth on something frequently. They should get an applause here somewhere. Astros lost Bill O'Brien. It's Bill O'Brien's fault the fucking Astros lost, goddamn. You know? Fucking if Bill O'Brien would have made better play call, the Astros would have won the fucking game. You know, fucking Texas fans. It is what it is. Let's see. Where we at? Say the belly piercing is only weird if you're fat. Yeah, I think you gotta have a fucking. Let's see. You say you're gonna rub the skin off your dick. Yeah, take us out of there. Get off the field. Dirty socks. Let's see where we're at. It's all about Cora leaving. Cora was the key. You know, fucking, that's your guy right there. Undisciplined children usually have tongue piercings. Probably. I knew some motherfuckers in junior high with they fucking tongue pierced. So yeah, I guess so. That kind of tells you something, huh? By fault, the Rockets got whooped. Hell yeah. Everybody losing to Houston. It's all fucking B.O.B. fault, man. So there's that. Blame Kenneth for the, yeah, you know, Kenneth, man, I mean, that's one thing, you know, you find the nearest simp, blame them, and, you know, either Bill O'Brien or Kenneth will work. So here's my deal, though. I'm gonna open up the line. We're gonna talk about, damn, I didn't realize I've been talking that long. We're gonna talk about why or how or what type of discipline is adequate for the youth. What kind of discipline do you feel would see results? We were talking a little bit about some of the more creative punishments, and I'd like to know if you guys have any that you've seen that have been creative or that you found unique. We talked about the very dark woman with the very bright hair. This is something I just can't fucking stand. I hate that shit so much. I hate that shit so much. Like, I cannot stand it. I hate the fucking weave in the first place, but I just really cannot stand. I hate when a dark woman goes and gets the fucking brightest fucking shit she can wear. Like, first I want you to avoid the weave in the first place, but at least if you're gonna wear the shit, at least make it look, or attempt to make it look like it was something that would grow out of your fucking body, even though the majority of weave is not. But you know what sucks now, though? You know what sucks now, though, is fucking the what sucks now is I'm throwing shade on snowy girls. I'm not throwing shade on snowy girls. I'm throwing shade on black women who go get fucking blonde hair because it looks terrible. It looks so fucking unrealistic. You look like a fucking mix and match with them fucking sex dolls, fucking all throwed off. It's terrible. It is. It's awful. Like I said, because I don't like the weave in the first place. But I hate. You know what I hate even more than the weave now? I hate like the faux dreads, the fake dreads. Like, I think that's disrespectful to anybody who actually has taken the time to grow their own hair out willingly. Bitches gonna throw some fake ass dreads and that shit just look like fucking twisted up yarn. That shit looks terrible, like 107% of the time. And then the thing that I hate more than the fake dreads, because the fake dreads are generally noticeable, is that fucking Marley hair weave shit. Because it's like fake black weave. Like, you can't even just grow your own shit out your head naturally the way it is. You got to put like that fake shit in there too. Like, come on, man. Like, it fucking blows my mind. I cannot stand that shit, though. Like, lace fronts are terrible too. When you smell bird, it's awful, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's awful. It's the worst shit ever. Like, I mean, it is like. And it's just unfortunate because the overwhelming majority of black women wear weave in their hair, and it just makes me sad. It just makes me very sad, you know. And the fact that it has to be a trendy thing that other women are doing now before some of them start getting it, instead of really just saying on their own that they want to fucking grow their shit out. Like, that shit is terrible, dog. Yeah, like, bring it back to like the 60s when that shit was, when the motherfuckers was throwing up fists and froze, you know what I'm talking about? Like, they was about some shit until they joined that fucking women's lib shit. Anyway. Anyway, we're going to take a look. We're going to be talking about piercings, pro-blackness, and fucking weaves and fucking discipline. It's going to be a hell of a den. But let me go ahead and crank open the den line. Let me put the right ear gear in, and then we will fire up the conversation. Oh man, well, fuck. Hold on. All right, cool. Awful. All right, so let me put the number. Oh man, I got to work on that too. I got to find a new number for the den because it'll be a couple of days. They'll be trying to charge my ass again. I ain't keeping this fucking number, so expect a new number at some point, probably before the weekend is over with, for the den. But the den line is active, it's activated, and if you got a thought on disciplining children, if you have a thought on weave wearing women, if you have a thought on piercings and what other strange things we've discussed this evening, feel free to call in and we'll talk about it. You want to talk about it? We'll fucking talk about it. And should be. We got a call right now. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Hi, good evening. This is T'Challa, and I wanted to comment on the discipline. Okay, but first, before I get into that, I want to comment on the Marley hair. I don't think it's anything wrong with women wearing the Marley hair. Black women, if it's the same texture as their hair, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Okay. So that's just my personal opinion on that one. Just the Marley hair, though, because some of the other stuff just looks ridiculous. But on the child discipline thing, I think the first thing is that the parent themselves have to be patient. They have to have their own sense of self-awareness. They have to be emotionally stable and be happy in their own life, because otherwise your discipline will just be taking out your frustration on your child.
Yeah, I definitely would agree with you on that, because I
think and I think that now I don't think there's anything wrong with spankings necessarily, but I think that it should be the last resort. And discipline is just, it doesn't always equal spanking. In the black community, when you hear the word discipline, that's usually what people think that you're referring to, and it's not that. And it starts really young. It starts young. I think you have to set those expectations for your child and let them know the type of behavior that you expect from them. And you do it early before they start to get kind of set in their ways and develop their own personalities, while you can still mold them usually in their first 5 years. Because it can be done, but it's going to take some work on your part, the parent's part. And it's easier just to give in to them and let them do whatever they want to do, because it kind of gives you a break. But then as they get older, that shit backfires on you. And once they get beyond a certain age, especially if they hit puberty, it's kind of too late to try to double back. And teaching those things, you have to start young. You have to do the work. And that's really, and that's just coming from my own experience as a parent on my own journey. As I've learned and grown and realized some things, I've been able to really get major change out of my child without even touching her. So that's it.
Okay. Well, shout out to T'Challa. I appreciate the call.
Bye.
Very good call. Very good call. And some good insight from a parent. So, like I say, I basically, I'm new to the deal, and I tell y'all, my situation is that I am a father figure. I'm not the father, and I can't replace that role. But so I have to look at certain things in a certain perspective. But shout out to T'Challa, man, because it's good to hear from an actual parent. Because again, a lot of this is, from me, this is a lot of opinion. And, the little experience in which I've had, and just, dealing with family members and other situations. But some hands-on commentary is good. But that's a very interesting thing that she said about discipline in the black community, because that is automatically what is thought of. When you think white community discipline, he's not going to go to shoot paintballs this weekend. Nope, it's not going to happen. And we took away his Xbox, and he won't get that for 24 hours, What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in to the den this evening?
This is Kenneth.
Kenneth, you get disciplined on the football field, but what's the motherfucking deal, Kenneth? What you wanna drop in the den, my friend?
It's kind of, I don't think it doesn't necessarily deal with discipline, but I do want to get your thoughts on it since it just recently happened.
Okay.
I wanted to know, what do you make of, the Astros having a record-breaking season and getting eliminated from the playoffs? But that's about it. I'm going to go back to the chat.
All right, I appreciate that. Even though Kenneth want to break the rules and talk about sports in the damn den, but we'll parlay this into a life situation. Sometimes you can work very hard. Sometimes you can put in a lot of work, and sometimes life just won't go your way. But the thing is, you give it your best at every opportunity you get. Having a record-breaking season. Look at what happened with the Patriots a few years back. And they have what many would call a dynasty. So it is what it is, man. I mean, it's just a part of life. So I mean, we even when we were in the sauce talking about it, we were very cautious about even trying to use the R word because it's a very difficult thing to do. People were upset that the Astros were doing. They started coming with false speculations of cheating and all this other stuff because anything that they could, again, from a team that did the same thing themselves, last year, and want to try to point fingers. So I guess it takes one to know one, and it is what it is. So no big deal, Kenneth. You just stay away from tight ends from other teams, and you'll be all right. We got a call on my phone. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we have calling into the den this evening?
Hey man, it's your boy Josh again, man.
Josh, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What you want to drop in the den tonight?
Again, about discipline, man. It's been like my family's been hit or miss, man. Like the good thing with my family is every time I've been disciplined, man. Like they really explain why they did what they did, and I think that's a good thing because sometimes people don't know. Sometimes people make mistakes, so always be a person that forgive, even though things happen. Because it's one thing I'm working with right now because everybody isn't perfect. So sometimes you make mistakes. Sometimes parents make mistakes, and it is what it is. I know, even during school, I know you used to have people and stuff like that, and yeah, man. But and also about the Rockets, man. I'm kind of glad they lost because now everybody's on record. Oh, the Rockets ain't gonna do this and this. The Rockets fell off, so I want y'all to kind of do good this season and prove everybody wrong. That's what I gotta say.
Okay. Well, that's bad. I appreciate the call, Josh, and I agree on that Rockets tape because it's a good. They need a little wake up call. But they were, I didn't want them to start feeling themselves too much too early on. They were hungry last year, and I think this year they I don't want to think that they automatically think it's going to be a path, but we will discuss more so about that in the sauce tomorrow. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we have calling in to the den this evening?
What's the motherfucking deal? This is Rabbit Honcho.
Rabbit, what's the motherfucking deal? What you want to drop in the den tonight, Mr. Rabbit?
I want to speak on the discipline. The discipline topic.
Okay.
For me, it kind of depends because I'm going to say it as from a parent's point of view, even though I'm not a parent. But so let's say it's kind of complicated now because you want to. So let's say your child broke your favorite cup, probably your favorite mug or whatever. You get mad and you really want to beat him. Your loved one doesn't think the same. I don't know if that was the best of examples, but you kind of get what I mean, right?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Okay, good. So it's just weird now. Discipline is it's just weird now. But that's all I wanted to say. I don't have anything else to say.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you calling in, Doctor. I think I got an idea of what you're saying, and we're gonna expand on that for just a second. But I appreciate the call.
Okay. Even I don't think that was a good example.
What I think that he was saying is, you know, basically situations occur where things happen, and I think that people can, especially when you're talking about parents, you know, especially when you're in a, you know, full family household, or you're in a, you know, situation that's cohesive or whatever it may be, can have differing views on what is appropriate punishment for a certain situation. And I think that's a good aspect to bring in. Maybe he may not even know, he may not feel like it was a good example, but he actually brought up a very good point. And that is, if you two people will see things differently. And you can have a mothers who tend to be nurturers, who tend to be more sensitive, who tend to be more forgiving. And not saying that fathers aren't forgiving, but they may see things in a more, men tend to usually see things in a more logical, less emotional way. And so they may see a certain type of discipline as being discipline being more effective, as opposed to a mother wanting to do something different. And again, it can depend on a variety of circumstances, because it's no one size fits all. But you know, how do you handle a situation where both parties feel differently about the discipline? Because then that's a situation that can sometimes cause a rift in between the adults in the situation. And so that's a very interesting perspective that Dr. Rabbit brought up, even though he doesn't realize it, but he did bring up a good point. And so I think that's something that you gotta look at. That's something that you got to consider, you know, when you're talking about punishment, when you're talking about how you handle things. And again, because you have a person who may be more strict, depending on how these people were raised themselves, they may see something a certain way. They may want to execute the behavioral rehabilitation in a certain manner, and the other may see it in a different fashion. So I think that's definitely something that you do have to consider. So that was a good call, Dr. Rabbit, even though you may not have gotten it out the way and that you intended. I do believe that it was a very valid point. So, you know what I'm saying? I think you're gonna get a late calisthenics session after me. I got to finish up some little exercises myself. I got a few things I need to take care of. I'm still kind of debating whether or not to go to the little gym, and I need to get back on it because I haven't been to the gym in a while. But I'm doing the body weight thing, but I haven't been doing the gym thing like I need to. So I was wondering too, you know, it was always a question I used to ask, like, how do you have fat vegetarians? I figured it out. You just overeat. You eat too much. You fucking, your portion control is also a part of being a vegetarian. You gotta deal with that too. So there's that. Let's see. I'm laughing. Y'all in here beef. Y'all stay beefing to this motherfucker. Brian, man, it's always good to see you. I'm glad you can fall through. Say the bot is on cocaine. The bot says hello to everybody who says hello or hi. My thing is this, man. Shout out. You know, we just saw somebody mention Riri earlier. See, Riri a real one, and this is why I say, you know, this is why I talk the shit I talk about niggas. Like, you know, motherfuckers get mad about this happening and that happening, but a motherfucker like Riri got her money so right, she's turning down the Super Bowl. She's like, man, fuck y'all. Y'all ain't got my boy Cap on. You know, I ain't fucking with y'all. I don't want no Super Bowl performance. I don't need that shit. I don't need the attention. I don't need none of that shit. You know what I mean? So she's not worried about no shit like that. But most of the time, niggas get themselves in situations as to where they can't take these stances and they can't do this and can't do that. So I ain't really tripping. You know, shout out to Riri for being able to stand behind her beliefs, whether I support Cap or not. You know, it's just good to be able to see you can pull that kind of power move and you can just say, man, fuck all that. I don't care about that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So you trying to be in the early 80s shit. Yeah. I mean, look, I think we talking different weight classes right now. I might be on the brink of, let me see, I'm definitely in the heavyweight category. So might be fucking around being super heavyweight. Dr. Rabbit Star Beef. You know, look. Try to give you a compliment on your commentary, and then you try to square up with me. Ain't that fucked up? That's how the world works, man. You try to show niggas love, and they try to They try to catch a square with you. But again, and I'm glad you reminded me of that. And I had to whoop your ass just to let you know. But it's still all love. You gotta you gotta think about certain things, and like I said, I'm glad that call T'Challa had where you have to make sure you're not overdoing it in the situation in which you're doing. Make sure that you're at a place of stability before you go forth punishing. Children for whatever it is, because again, you could be mad at yourself, you could be mad at life, motherfucker. Your boss could be punking you at work, and you mad, and you take it out on the kid, or you do these kind of things. All right, Bailey, appreciate you following through. Cushy the Fishy, that's a horrible name. That's a horrible name. Can we punish random kids? Yes, just don't get caught in public. Badass kids running around, if they happen to run on your aisle and they parents ain't watching them, you can accidentally turn and trip they motherfucking ass. You know what I'm saying? Oops, my bad, little kid. Even though you just went face first into the floor, bet your bad ass learned a lesson now. I think that's kind of what you got to do. Some motherfucking neighbors around here with some little badass kids, and I know they've been up to some shenanigans. And once I catch them in the act, I'm gonna go slap their daddy. And I tell them, like, look, you want to get something started? You know what I'm saying? Look, do you like the MJ? You want to be starting something? Look, first you should have started off fucking, disciplining your children. It says I can't beat they motherfucking ass. I'm beat your motherfucking ass. You know what I mean? Goddamn. See the kids over here riding motorbikes all damn day long. Yeah. Put some sugar in their tank. Catch them while they pay another little kid, pay another one of their little friends who doesn't have a motorbike, and so he's jealous because he don't ever get to ride. Tell him, look, man, I'll give you $10. All you got to do is put a little bit of sugar in their tank and don't get caught, man. Man, shit, I don't about to give a fuck if he's 6'8" or 7'2". This motherfucker gonna still fall. Like, that's the problem with people. Like, you got to get over the height differential thing, man. Don't ever underestimate anybody. I don't care if a motherfucker is small, tall, short, fat, anything. Don't ever underestimate anyone. Old, young to a certain extent. You get a little bit more with it. But some of these little young bucks be, getting their fresh little mustache and they little pubes, and they think they get a buck in the system. And sometimes you gotta lay one down. Let them know it's a difference between that young buck shit, that young buck energy and that grown man strength. It's a different thing. All right, T'Challa, appreciate you following through. Stop, get help. Yeah, that was fucking hilarious. But so yeah, you gotta punish your kids so they don't become NPCs, man. You know what I mean? And you'll be all right. So, all I'm saying is, you gotta do your thing. Trying to make sure I ain't missing up on nothing. Say Baker Man said you have before. Shit, sometimes you got to, man. Motherfuckers don't want to discipline their kids, and they want to bring their kids around and shit. Like, you gotta let them know, man. And the little one used to have like a little friend who used to come around. Their parents did not, but they ended up actually moving, I think, I forgot where they ended up moving to, Atlanta or Kentucky or somewhere. But she used to talking crazy and doing all kind of little shit. I remember one time when I took him to the store, he was gonna go get some stuff because she was gonna stay the night, and so we was gonna go get some stuff to go, have breakfast in the morning and shit like that. Just make sure everything was kosher. So I'm like, yeah, y'all go to the store with me. We'll go see what's what. And man, that little motherfucker was so bad, like random, just asking people for money. Can I have this? Can I have that? Well, hell no, the fuck you can't. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit ain't finna shake, man. Like, we made it a habit not to make sure she didn't fucking come around too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, hell no, Brooke said I can't stand badass kids, not know badass kids. Well, hell yeah. Don't be bad and a dirty motherfucker, little dusty dirt bunny. But yeah, the motherfucker would just sit there and do little, just off the wall ass shit. And then she used to talk crazy to her mama, because I remember, I'd say I'd take the one out to the bus stop or something, and just to make sure she all Gucci. you know, and just kind of peep the scene and everything. And I just see the way that, you know, that she would talk crazy to him, to her own mom. And her mom was, oh, you know, man, you better fucking, you better snatch that motherfucker up, hit her with a torture rack and a people's elbow and call it a day. Motherfucker, like, mama was on the phone, she punking her mama to take the phone, and that's my phone, and, you know, this, and this, and all this. I was like, man, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? A kid with silver teeth. Oh, you ain't lying, dog. Are you not lying about that one? That you're not lying about that shit, man. The little silver-toothed terrorists, them motherfuckers are a fucking handful, dog. Them motherfuckers is Chucky reincarnated. You know they supposed to be remaking the Chucky movie? They're remaking a Pet Cemetery too, so that's gonna be interesting. Man, matter of fact, oh shit, I just realized there's a few days till Red Dead come out. I'm canceling all the dens. Ain't gonna be no dens. It's gonna be pure Red Dead. Fuck y'all. Nah. What's up, man? What's the motherfucking deal, man? Let me say one good beat and show them not to play with you. But yeah, that's what it is. That's what I'm saying. That's why I think there's a certain line. Like when you let a motherfucker get too spoiled and they just they push that line. You know, the talking ain't working. The taking toys away ain't working. The withdrawal of privileges ain't working. That's when you gotta say, hey, look, motherfucker, drop trial. I'm finna beat that ass. Like it's finna go. It's going down. All right, Dr. Rabbit, appreciate it. Fallout 70, man. Fuck Fallout 76. I don't want to play friendly Fallout. Because I was thinking about it, like I was excited about it because I love Fallout, but I was like, man, I don't want to play friendly Fallout. Like Fallout, you get used to the whole point of it is being able to do all type of shenanigan shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like I haven't even watched the release trailer or whatever today. They sent a little email because you know signed up for a little Rockstar Club or whatever, and I'm finna watch that bitch. But just a little shit. I'm telling you, the fact that the horse's balls shrink when it gets cold tells you that they've put in a diligent amount of effort into this game, and it's like it's gonna be interesting to see what other shit they're gonna have going on, because they say motherfuckers, you just be walking by a motherfucker, they'll try to rob your ass, or if you out, you know, alone. It's gonna be very interesting to see what happens with it. You said read your last comment. Read your last comment. Well, your last comment said read your last comment. So then I gotta go back to the next comment which said Honcho last, which goes back to the next comment and to say okay, your dad probably could let the man don't fight him. I don't give a fuck who he is. You know what I'm saying? Look, all I'm saying is this. You know, so I don't care if he's a elote man, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? It don't even matter. Let me say Red Dead gonna microtrans you to death. I think Red Dead Online probably fucking will. I think whatchamacallit gets it right. You know, they're going to give you a full game, but when you start fucking with their online shit, they're going to try to go ahead and break that pocketbook real quick. Ooh. What's he pre-ordered a $100 version, said his card no Kuwait. They don't get that good. Look, the regular version is fine to me. You know, I don't need all the extra. The only one I think I did think I got the gold version of Far Cry 5, because I like Far Cry. I fuck with Far Cry. I still play it from time to time. But I'm trying to think. I don't really go for the upgraded version. The only reason I think I got the gold version because you automatically got the season pass on that one, and so it was just overall it was cheaper. I'm trying to think. I think with Shadow of War I did too, or no, I think I might have got the silver version with one of those fucking things. So I don't know. I gotta see what happened with that. But Rockstar, like I say, Rockstar they get it right by giving you a good game. But then when you want that online shit, they gonna make sure they get their money back out your ass. Midnight Club doubled it. I remember that bitch. That bitch was cool. So I remember my friend in middle school cussed his motherfucker out while she was coming in the room to bring us snacks. Something about not before you come. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the white kids used to be able to cuss at their parents and shit. Motherfuckers be young. God damn it, mom. What the fuck? This isn't the fucking Lunchable I wanted. This is shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you cussing because you ain't get the right Lunchable look? Nigga, I'm happy to get the fucking Lunchable look. I ain't even tripping. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be interesting to see what the NPCs do. Yes, the NPCs will turn on you on that game. So behind on game, man. That's why I fuck with the Game Pass. I don't want to pay for that shit no more. But it's cool. I gotta go hurry up and beat I gotta beat Heidi's favorite game. I might, man. Because I think that's probably like the last little thing, that fucking big shit I got to beat right now. I might fuck around and waste some time doing that later on. We'll see. So what's today? Thursday? I really don't give y'all mixers till the weekend, but technically midnight is the weekend, so that's a whole different conversation. But Mama wanted cheese, not cheese nips. Yeah. 2.5 and GTA for ooh. God damn. Fuck all that, man. Oh damn, let's say they call her mom by their first name. Yes, Susan. What the fuck is this, Susan? That crazy. That shit there is wild. All right, Dominic. Appreciate you following through. Somewhat. Sometimes you do strange stuff, but it's cool. You know what I mean? Let's say 2.5 when you buy every nice car. Buy a nice car in well, not buy a nice car in GTA. Man. That's why I say I never really got into the whole, what is that, shark things and all that other shit. Like, I'm gonna play what you give me. Like, I'm gonna buy the game. As far as spending real money for in-game money, I'm cool on that, man. I'm a chill. NCAA, yeah, pay the motherfucking kids. That's what I'm saying. They just get this free reign. Like, pay the motherfucking kids and be cool with it. Say make a new Def Jam. Yeah, man, on that 2K18, man, shout out to Roscoe. I was, they had like the creator players and shit, and I was fucking around. I'd go download all the created rappers. Some of them motherfuckers looked really like them motherfuckers. And then they had like Trump and Putin and all them motherfuckers on there. And I'd fucking do like a fake Def Jam. You know what I'm saying? Because you could fucking, I mean, all the characters on there was just, they look pretty real. So I'd take a bunch of the characters they made and then fucking have a bigger ass battle royale, or I'd have a big presidential fight, or some off the wall ass shit, superhero and shit, you know, all that other good shit. Def Jam Vendetta was cool. You say go buy a club. Man, yeah, that's what I'm saying. All that shit is just wild. But it's gonna be interesting to see what they try to do with the with Red Dead. It's gonna be real interesting to see what happens with that. But here is the dealio. Take the line off. I'm gonna take these extra things out of my ear right now. So there's that. Yeah. But here's the deal. We are going to get ready to wrap it up here shortly. But again, you know, if you do use Facebook, because I do know Facebook is a dying medium, but make sure you join the Den Facebook group. The link is in the description below. Like the Facebook page. Because what I think I want to do, and I'm just looking at stuff and how, you know, we had that incident with YouTube yesterday, banning everything you ever said. And today it let us get away with a lot of stuff. But I'm expecting that to be the way it's going to go very soon. And so, like I said, I got to start making sure I spread the Den and I spread the sauce to the other platforms, so that just in case anything ever happens via the tube, you know, there would be different angles to check out. So we'll see what happens with that. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, they're trying to make us all NPCs, man. They don't want us to think for ourselves. They don't want us to win. They want us to go with the flow of the new wave. That's not what they call it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Motherfuckers get upset if you think for yourself. Motherfuckers get upset because, I mean, look how I say, like, here's my thing, because this is going to be my last point before I wrap it up. Wow. So triple amputee vet who had millions of his followers deleted in one shot. That's all. But that's what I'm saying. But that's what these things will do to you. That's what I say, especially like when you're using you paid $300,000 for FB for that. Oh, that's awful. But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta That's why ultimately, like, the end game is to, and I'm steadily seeking another platform, one that, you know, will allow the freedom, or if I'm gonna have to, you know, figure out how to build something myself. But right now, the way the den operates, it's not enough action to make that kind of investment, because it'll be stuck between, you know, getting interest on the den and then moving it to another platform. And a lot of people don't want to do that. A lot of people just want to, you know, like fucking with YouTube because it's YouTube. But eventually, like I said, it's got to be another outlet to do things. And it was funny because I found that that Gab thing, and I guess it's like Twitter, but more open to say whatever you want to. Yeah, that's what I said. I'm gonna have to. I can't even guess because I had made a Patreon for the den a while back, but it was still like the Kush Den. But like now they won't even send me my fucking emails for that shit because it's the Kush Den email that I had it connected to. I hadn't used in a while. I had to switch hosts and do some other shit, and like I tried to get my fucking password to fucking access that shit, and I'm not even trying to get my password. Like I have my password to access it, but it's like they want a verification dilly dally, and so like I don't get. They never send it to me. They like never send the fucking verification thing, so I can't access that account. So probably have to do something different and do one for the den, and eventually try to grow and build a platform. But I got some other plans in the works. But again, it's just about having a way to host it. You know, I understand the pains of what's his name? You know what I mean? What's the dude name? Fucking Tommy Sotomayor. I understand his pains. Not that I agree with all the shit, but just dealing with all the hate and shit he gets, and having that motherfucker got like 20 fucking YouTube accounts. But I see, you know, because when you are black especially and don't agree with the status quo, they look to undermine you because you're expected to be one way. You're black, you're supposed to automatically be one way. You're supposed to have one set of beliefs, and if you deviate or you stray off the farm, you know, they're gonna come try to gun you down. Because my thing is this, like, whether you like what Kanye did or not, everybody is entitled to feel how they want to fucking feel. You know, in my opinion, some of the things he did was, yeah, it was lame. But if his ultimate mission is real and he's trying to bring jobs to Chicago and make that stuff happen, my thing is, shit. You know, if hugging the president brings manufacturing jobs, if it's able to feed, you know, even 10 families in fucking Chicago, was it worth it? You know what I'm saying? Was it a valuable gamble? It's better than just, like I say, you know, T.I. and motherfuckers who got something to say when they just sit there and, you know, giving out toys and shit. What are fucking toys doing for anybody? You know, what's throwing money in the streets doing for anybody? Because if you're not changing that person's mentality or ability, then they gonna go blow that little $100 that you're handing out in the streets. They gonna go play with them toys and break those fucking toys. You know what I mean? And be back in the same position that they were in. My thing is, if what he's doing, if he saw that, hey, my wife went and talked to this motherfucker twice, and each time she talks to this motherfucker, you know, she got some shit done. It was cool. Now they motherfucking me trying to spread rumors through these fucking magazines and shit. Now he goes to the White House. Now all of a sudden Kim Kardashian, she's filing for a divorce and she's doing all this other shit, and you know it's getting proven that she's lying about the shit. You know, the fact that, you know, Taylor Swift comes out and is talking about all that shit, you know, about, yeah, we got to vote fucking Democrats. I remember when that happened, they were talking about there was a big uptick in voter registrations, especially I think in Tennessee, where she was talking about it, you know, like way more than normal, like the normal amount that they would get in a month happened like in a day or some shit like that. And so it was just a crazy thing. You know, she's telling people deliberately to go out and do this. Nobody fucking bats an eye. Nobody's tripping. But Kanye just says, hey, man, maybe we need to think about, you know, look at Republican or whatever motherfuckers start going nuts. He's crazy. He's lost his mind. Like, Kanye ain't no crazier now than he has been the fucking last, since he done got on, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's always talked, you know, in grandiose ways and had strange beliefs and whatever else it may be. I mean, you know, you got to look at the fucking cover artwork for some of the shit he does. You know, he's always thought, you know, in left field. But now that he's making statements publicly that people just don't agree with because it's such a tense political climate, now he's crazy. Shut him down. You know, he's doing this, he's doing that. And my thing is, all right, whatever, you know, if you want to get stuck in the same mindset, like you don't want to hear what he's talking about. Like, my thing is, I don't care what side you're on, I don't care what you represent or whatever. I'll hear you out. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to agree with you. I'm not going to argue with you and yell with you. That's stupid. That's a waste of energy. And I'm not trying to change nobody's opinion, but I'll hear a motherfucker out. And if what you're saying makes sense, I'm saying, hey, you know what, you got some very valid points there. I could definitely agree with that. You know, I can understand that. This, maybe not so much. But if you're just saying some irrational, overly emotional, unstable type of words and then things that are just randomly put together and all out of context and everything, and I'm saying, hey, man, you tripping a little bit. But again, it is what it is. It's just a wild thing. But yeah, I'm telling you, that Google moderation team thing is going to be a thing. Because think about it. One night, fucking the YouTube crashes. The second night, everything is getting banned. But the funny thing about it is, words that are normally not even banned, normally not even message retracted or anything like that, were getting banned. Words that you know. So that means that you know that they have a list of no words that they're just waiting to put out there. And again, they probably wait until there's a shift. And as soon as I said message retract, there it goes. That's craziness. I was thinking with you, that was just your PSN day. But my thing is, yeah, but see, the thing about Google is that everybody uses it, you know, and so there's going to have to be another alternative to come up because Google's suppressing, you know, conservative news and a lot of that other shit in favor of stuff that is more friendly to their message. They're pushing more LGBT stuff out there. Like, Google has the ability to affect the way a lot of people think. And so, oh, you said message retractions, deleting your own comment? Oh, okay. I see that. I was wondering. I never what that was. So my thing is just, it's craziness, man. I think, you know, ultimately, I would hope people would think for themselves and not get caught up in the emotional nonsense. There you go. She must have said something about Nazis. But but again, you know, like, my thing is just that you gotta think for yourself, man. And every situation is not exactly like the last. Things change. There's always interesting details that you got to pay attention to. I think that shit. Band hammer on Heidi. And so, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Be. They say my 8-year-old daughter got a job. You got to put in work. Start them young, man. No discipline for you. That's your discipline. Is no discipline for you. But here's the deal, man. I'm gonna wind it down, even with my little late tirade. I'm going to fire it. I'm trying to figure out how I want to start doing, because again, like I told you, I have the next 2 weeks or so worth of topics. Actually, I have a month's worth of topics written out, but I'm just thinking how because I post a lot of stuff. I'm trying to get to where I post a lot of the stuff, like usually like early afternoon. And he started gets posting in the morning. In the morning is probably when people mostly check their Facebook because that's when all the old people are like, yep. As soon as you touch down, getting to work, let me check my Facebook. And, you know, then it'll be at afternoon and all that other shit. I don't know what motherfuckers be checking. But, she had a drink sales teacher how to work. Okay, that's what's up. But like I say, you know, I'm trying to figure out. I got to get better with my scheduling and timing on the gram as far as when I post stuff. But like I said, I posted the rest of the week's schedule in the Facebook group. A nice little handy dandy video. And I think tomorrow we're talking about. Tomorrow is either we're talking about body image or we're talking about the government interfering in our personal business. And I think that's very interesting that we're in this conversation, kind of talk about Google and some other things. But yeah, so it's one of those two. It's either body image or the government in our personal business, and then or vice versa. I think it is. I think tomorrow we're talking about government and personal business. Saturday we'll be talking about. I have scheduled the body image, and then Sunday will be a very interesting conversation. So y'all make sure y'all check that out. But with that being said, mi amigos, everybody, I hope y'all having a great day. I know we're sad about the Stros. We'll be back all right because the Rocks will get to winning, but only like 10% of Houston will give a fuck. So those of us who actually watch basketball will be happy. The rest of the people will suffer with the Texans, because if you're struggling with teams like fucking the Bills, then I just don't know what's going to happen. Like the fact that Deshaun has 21 more hits than the next closest quarterback. And I understand, like, and the thing is, you got to look at it too. Like, he didn't run all last game, so the mobility thing is one thing. You know, the fact that he's a running QB. You know, he's a mobile guy, whatever. He didn't run at all last game. Early in the season, he wasn't running as much, and so the fact that he's getting hit like that, that's all coming from in the pocket. So I feel bad for the dude, man. Feel really bad for him. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Yeah, you ain't lying. That's what I said. We're gonna talk a little bit about it, but we ain't gonna talk too much. Said the Shade Room is like a Black Success Instagram account. Is the Shade Room? I thought the Shade Room is I don't know what the Shade Room. I don't ever look at none of that shit, so I don't know. Like, I thought it was like a gossip channel or something. And that's the thing, like, yeah, look, I'll be telling them I'm finna get off, but I'm still be talking and shit. Like, that's the thing too. Like, I know how to make the den grow. I honestly know how to make the den grow extremely quickly, and all it would take was to be fucking exact. Just be a gossip, fucking messy ass channel and talk about a bunch of gossipy shit. Talk about nothing but celebrity shit and, you know, stuff like that. But I don't want to do that. That's not what it's about, because then I would hate the fucking conversation. It'd be another fucking, what's that old punk ass dude's name? Another fucking DJ Academics or some shit. It would just be, I'm just not with that. Paul Joseph, Deshaun Watson, that's funny. But again, man, yeah, playing with a punk, like, just craziness, dog. He need to Wim Hof so he can breathe better. But Shaq would fall asleep on Deshaun. We can blame the others. My name is Joseph. Put a picture of Kanye looking confused and post the top. You won't believe it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that shit will get motherfucking. I'm telling you, because, like, I look back at certain videos. Like, one of the most popular ones, or that got hits, like, at that time, was talking about. I don't think we had a deadline at that time, because if we would have, then it'd been way more interesting. Was when Black China's sex tape came out. You know what I'm saying? Yes, double clicks. Talking about Black China sex tape, talking about are big butts overrated, shit like that, like all the fucking little sex shit. Anything in reference to sex dolls. I remember we had one way early in the den when it was classic rock and sex toys or something like that. That shit got a bunch of hits. Like, it's got a whole bunch of stuff that happened, like way back in the gap. Where the ones that get the most love in the den are like sex related topics. Anything affiliated with some of that shit is the craziness. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we gotta bring back the BBWs, man. So, but it is what it is. So now I'm calling a wrap. You say I left a bunch of groups on the Book of Face for that same reason. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, all it is just it's messiness and fucking gossip. Like, that shit's lame. Like, let's have discussion. Let's try to progress. We'll talk a little bit. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with talking about it a little bit, but like, if that's all the fuck you talking about it, and especially like sitting here talking about motherfuckers who, regardless of what they do, are in a better position than fucking 99% of us. But we sitting here talking shit about them. And the reason they winning is because they not wasting time talking shit about other people. You know, it is what it is. But people want to sit there. People just like, I don't know, maybe that those temporary moments of feeling like they better than somebody because they talking bad. I don't fucking know what people get out the shit. It's just not my bag. But from the pros of Amsterdam, we'll have to figure it out. We'll have to see if we can find some. Find some Amsterdam red light district sex dolls, and then we'll figure it all out. This don't sound like the vid recommendation. Then I don't even want to know what the recommendations do. But here's the deal, man. Okay, I'm done. I'm out. I appreciate y'all. I fucks with y'all. Y'all ain't got to go home. I got to get the fuck up out of here. We'll be back in the den tomorrow. We'll have some mixer action tomorrow. We'll have some sauce and all that other good shit. Oh man, no, and that's another thing. See, look what I'm saying. I can't bring too many black women in because then I start talking about weave. They're gonna be trying to report me and shut me down. I'm weave shaming, but that being said, I'm out.